A satellite image accessed by NDTV indicates that China has stepped up its road construction activity in the Doklam Plateau to ensure that all-weather access is maintained into the region where India and China were involved in a standoff in 2017. The August 2019 image is of an overground tunnel that shelters part of the key northern access route through the high-altitude Merung La Pass. A satellite image from October seen by this correspondent indicates that Chinese construction workers have extended the length of the tunnel on the stretch to 500 meters. Army experts say that the goal is clear: to ensure that the road access to the Doklam Plateau is unrestricted through the winter months. The Doklam Plateau is entirely snowed under during the winter months, making access a challenge. Despite 8 rounds of military talks, there has been no comprehensive disengagement plan, which New Delhi and Beijing have agreed to, and the unprecedented military standoff appears set to continue through the winter months. Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee has demanded that Governor R.N. Ravi and Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio should take initiative and direct the contractors involved in 4-laning of Dimapur Kohima Road to finish work in towns and villages, areas like Chumukedima Police Gate, Kuki Dolong, Jharna Pani, Medjiphema, Perima, Piphema, Sechu, Lalmati and Zubza within this winter season and supervise them. In a statement, NPCC President K. There also demanded that National Highways Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited (NHIDCL) and the contractors must complete the road in the above areas within a given time frame so that vendors and entrepreneurs can return to their economic activities and citizens breathe fresh air. Observing that travel time has doubled and so has transportation, NPCC said prices of essential commodities have also gone up by almost 100%. In yet another historic summit convened by the Eastern Nagaland People's Organization ENPO today at Tobu Town, the House unanimously resolved to continue to uphold the 18 December 2007 Tuensang Summit resolution that there should be no bloodshed, threat, intimidation or any form of violence within ENPO jurisdiction. In addition to the reaffirmation and in the larger interest of peace and tranquility in the region, ENPO further resolved that they would not tolerate and shall oppose to any form of violence such as killings, kidnapping, physical assault, threat, etc. in any manner, both amongst the Naga political groups and on the ENPO and tribal leaders and on innocent people, pre-Naga solution or post-Naga solution. The unity of the people of Eastern Nagaland shall continue irrespective of any tribes or groups. In the event of non-compliance of the above, public of Eastern Nagaland shall cease all forms of cooperation and the public of ENPO shall take appropriate measures against the group. The summit was a prayerful call to the Naga national workers from Eastern Nagaland to seriously deliberate on peace and tranquility pre- and post-Naga political solution. Against the backdrop of Nagaland Governor R.N. Ravi's letter instructing Director General of Police, Nagaland, to provide security to leaders of Working Committee of NNPGs, the State Cabinet on November 6th referred the letter to Union Ministry of Home Affairs and sought their suggestion. Sources informed that Ravi wrote the letter with a copy to Chief Secretary in the last part of October, directing him to provide security to the convener and co-convener of Working Committee. The sources said the issue was discussed during the cabinet meeting on November 5th, and the cabinet decided to refer the letter to Ministry of Home Affairs to study and advise the state in this regard. Another source said that the governor's letter mentioned about providing security to working committee leaders residing outside the designated camp to ensure their safety. Advisor for Youth Resources and Sports, Zale Nekha, said that Dr. T. Au Trophy Inter-District Football Tournament scheduled for October was kept in abeyance following the consultation with Nagaland Football Association and District Football Associations. Speaking to media persons, the advisor said the department had discussed the proposal to host the tournament with the component department cells and go ahead with the visual tournament. He said the department had agreed in principle but decided to have further discussion with Nagaland Football Association whether to go ahead with the tournament. Nagaland Football Association, however, responded that the tournament would not be possible to maintain SOPs and other technical issues. We will wait for the new SOPs that will allow us to host the tournaments, the advisor said. With new SOPs in place, the advisor expressed hope that the department could organize contactless sporting activities such as badminton and table tennis in the near future. The strength of the BJP leading a coalition government in Manipur in the 60-seat state assembly has increased to 20 as a party candidate in 2017 general elections to the state assembly was sworn in as member of the House. In a landmark judgment, the High Court of Manipur on November 5th declared election of Y. Surchandra, who won in the 11th Manipur Legislative Assembly in 2017 from Kakching Assembly constituency on Congress, as null and void. While declaring the election of the already disqualified Congress MLA as null and void, M. Rameshwar Singh, who contested the election on BJP ticket and ended with runners-up as the elected member of the constituency. Rameshwar Singh of the BJP was sworn in as member of the State Assembly. Speaker Y. Khemchand administered the oath to the new member of the House in a simple ceremony held at the State Assembly on Monday. Asking news channels to ensure that no defamatory content is broadcast against Bollywood or any of its members, the Delhi High Court said it expects fair reportage and neutrality from the media. The court also said people are very scared of the Fourth Estate and asked the news channels to file written statements in response to the suit filed by the 38 leading Hindi cinema associations and production houses against media trials of Bollywood personalities. We used to find Doordarshan very stale. I wish Doordarshan comes back. They had some lovely broadcasters then, observed Justice Rajiv Shekhadar during the hearing of a suit filed by 38 leading Hindi cinema associations and production houses against Republic TV and Times Now for publishing irresponsible, derogatory and defamatory remarks against the film industry and those part of it. With positive cases rising all across the nation, the COVID-19 status of northeastern states are: like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for news that matters and stories that inspire.